So I'm DJ Radius from WHRB 95.3 FM in Cambridge, and we're here with Bigg Jus and DJ G-Man.
Word.
All right, so Bigg Jus, we know you were from CoFlow back in the day, but DJ G-Man, we don't know too much about your history. Where'd you come from?
Yeah, I came out from under a rock. Nah. I'm from Nashville, country music capital of the world originally. Basically a street party DJ from back in the day.
That's cool. My mom's from Memphis. It's all good.
Word. I've been in Memphis. That's where I went next. So
right.
I was in Memphis for about 6 years in school, rocking clubs, doing Bill Street. So you're familiar with that. And then when I decided I was trying to shift gears out of this DJ thing into production, that's when I made the hop down to Atlanta.
Okay, and then you guys met up for Black Mamba Serums, right?
Right. We met a little early. We actually met when he was on doing the
Company Flow. Yeah, we met, like, we've known each other for about 8 years now.
Yeah, and that's kind of when we first just did the creative thing together, was with that.
All right, so what songs did you guys end up doing off that album together?
Off the Black Mamba Serums?
Right.
The first. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, Silverback, and then the Plantation Rhymes remix, and then the Story and Tangles remix. And
right.
Oh, okay.
And then the one that's totally different than anything else on the record at the end.
Oh, yeah, a little
Say goodbye.
Yeah, a little poetry mashup at the end.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. The
first thing we did was that remix, and I think that was, that led to the Story and Tangles remix, and then the first one from scratch was the Silverback Mountain King, and I think that's what led us to knowing, the next step was to do a full project, conceptual project.
All right, that's cool. I was just randomly thinking of Gaffling Whips the other day for whatever reason. But
that's a banging joint, though.
I just watched the video for it. I haven't seen the video. We made a video for it, never put it out.
Oh man!
The other day, yeah.
I want to see that. I want to see that.
Get that posted.
You definitely need to put that someplace. I want to see that.
Yeah, we can do that.
All right, so you guys are on Mush Records now, right?
Right. Well, for that project, yeah.
Yeah, for that project, sure. We're still full-fledged, 100% independent warriors.
Yeah.
Okay, indie. I see.
I mean, it's the indie game, but yeah, that Mush looked out for us on this one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he came through like at the last. We really wanted to put out this record before the year was out. Like that was, we were totally convinced that this record had to come out. So he actually looked. He was the only person who actually felt like he was able to do it and could do it to a point where it made sense for everybody. So
right.
Yeah, big shout outs to Mush.
Okay, well, I was about to ask y'all why Mush hates us and won't send us records, but
well, they don't hate you too much if you're on the press junket, if that's what you call it. But they won't. You don't have a promo?
We get our stuff from Fanatic, man. Leo.
Fanatic is contracted by that's Mush.
Okay.
If you got it from Fanatic, that's because Mush wanted you to get it from Fanatic.
Yeah, there's a small, it's like a couple of kids there, so they well, not kids, but there's just a couple of cats there, so they're like frantically running around, releasing. They put out a fairly good clip of records, so. Yeah,
they put out a lot in a year's time frame, and they got some folks that they team up with, and Fanatic is who they team up with for this part of it. So they don't hate you.
That's good to know. I feel much better in life.
If you got it from Fanatic, you got it from us.
All right, that's straight. So let's talk about the album a little bit. We got some crazy titles on here. I'm kind of curious as to where some of the stuff came from.
That's just brainchild.
Yeah, I don't know which one is funny.
Like the illustrations of Hieronymus Bosch. Where'd that one come from?
But you actually there's a line in the song where you mention Hieronymus Bosch, right? A painting.
Yeah. I actually mentioned it. It's it's obviously the impressionist painting, the guy who influenced Dali and everybody else, but he did it 300 years before everybody else. So it's just kind of a homage, I guess, to like a real, like, for you to be painting kind of like where you influenced Dolly, like you're just as ill as Dolly, but you were doing it, you know, kind of in the 1500s. You were definitely on some other. So that song is you know.
Right. It's a good name to Google. It's a good name to Google. He has some deep, some powerful, deep themes. Yeah, that had a lot of double meanings to him.
Okay, we're gonna get into this track right now. Illustrations of Hieronymus Bosch. Yeah. So, right. Okay, back to the album here. So, G-Man, what's your production style? Do you do things like go to the subway station and record stopping trains or anything ridiculous like that we should know about?
I get the cassette player with the buttons on it and a little mic and go tape birds.
Yeah.
Nah. A lot of stuff, you know, I just listen to records that I have, you know, just my collection is just, I mean, I think it's pretty massive, you know. I mean, I'm sure DJs have bigger collections than mine, but what'd you say?
It's noteworthy.
I think it's noteworthy. I got a good room chocked full of that took a good part of a month to organize. But I just kind of just thumb through records, and sometimes it's with rhyme and reason. Sometimes, you know, I have an idea, and I'll go to a certain record or, you know, a certain group of records. Other times I just, you know, thumb through stuff thrown around the studio, pick it up, drop the needle on it, and like, yeah, that's a song right there.
All right, Bigg Jus. So how do you go about writing these crazy lyrics of yours?
He's got this glove with a extension cord that he plugs into the wall.
Yeah. I get zapped. I get it downloaded. Yeah. to my neural system. Yeah, man. I ain't got no rhyme or reason to it. I just sit down and get crazy.
It definitely turns out pretty nicely. I will admit, though.
Okay. Yeah, you know what I do is like I stop. I mean, just being a graph writer for so long, like my handwriting, it's almost like dyslexia. It's like my graph style was so prevalent that I couldn't really read my own writing. So I was like, okay, my writing is trash. Let me let me at least jot some stuff down and actually edit it on a computer. So I kind of edit it on a computer. So I guess that gives it some type of organization. But other than that, I sit there and just get crazy.
Okay, so that explains Crazy Kings from back in the day. Then that song makes perfect sense now.
Right. Well, actually, Crazy Kings is actually memorized. I memorized that song.
You wrote it in the air.
I wrote it. Yeah, that was like a song that basically, over a period of time, I kind of wrote a couple of things down, but kind of memorized it in head, memorized the chorus in the head. So a lot of songs were like that, but interesting enough, that particular one wasn't done that way.
Oh, nice. All right, so I've been reading the online reviews, and it says this is the most relevant hip hop record of the year. I want to hear from the creators why this is so.
Mm-hmm. It's multifaceted. I think subject matter is one part of it. Musically is another part of it, and then just, you know, the collective effort of all of it just put together. I mean, we tried to make something that was meaningful and you know, it had a meaningful message to it that spoke to something that was real timely, and that's what came out. I mean, we put a lot of time into it. It took us a year, not intentionally a year, but it, you know, life makes it take that long. It took a year for it to come to its fruition, and I think time, you know, there's no substitute for time on a quality piece of work.
Right.
All right, cool. On that note, we're going to go to another track of your choosing. So what should we play from your guys' record here?
I say Energy. No, I say Orbital Mechanics.
There you go. That one probably is if anything slept on, it probably is. Yeah, do it.
Orbital Mechanics need to come out, and peace to my man Mark Speck.
Most of that.
Orbital Mechanics. Yeah, we'll be back in a second.